And I've said this time and time again, and I know people firsthand. Some people in law enforcement are the same ones that got picked on in the earlier years of their life, and this is like taking back control, so to say, when they do this to people. I mean, but there's no do overs. He shot in the face, and he made some off color comments after the fact, like he really didn't care. And I really hope to see justice served with this. I really do. Um, the George Floyd thing, I think they could have did more, but they did do something. But let's see what they do with this. This is fucking outrageous. Here we are, damn near 2025. You know, we've had a black president. We might have a female black president, and they're still getting away with these. And there's a lot of them: white cops, black victims. This has got to stop.
Well, overall, I think it's just like when you're a police officer, you're held to a high standard. You have a gun on your hip. You have a taser on you. You got batons. You got tactical gear. You got everything that is in your advantage when it comes to an altercation as a police officer. There's no reason, just from watching the video and seeing the long video when all other officers showed up and crime scene showed up and seeing all his comments and everything, there's no reason a woman having a boiling hot water requires lethal action.
I think, and
The
sorry,
woman,
I just thought about this. In that case, he could have stepped back away from the distance of being thrown. And this is just me being a Monday morning quarterback. He could have stepped back some ways to avoid, even consider getting and the taser. I mean,
yeah, if it's
when you
really,
end a life, there's no do overs. You taking a life.
yeah, that's the thing that didn't sit right with me watching the video. The level of no remorse, the level of no care, and the human being aspect of it. It's like you just shot somebody who really posed no threat to you. Water, boiling hot water require you to put fire three shots and one in her head. Boiling hot water. That's sad. And she's cowering in fear because you pointed a gun at her. She's cowering in fear and you still shot.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you leave, calling her a crazy bitch, asking over the radio, did she have other incidents? She did the water, and then the other officer, senior officer, show up, and you telling him, "Look at this, the water over got all the way over here." Like, what are you doing? And these are trained. This guy was an army vet or military vet, and you've been trained multiple times. You know what's a threat and not what's a threat. Boiling hot water caused that response, and that's crazy to me. And looking at it is just sad because she she called because she felt someone was breaking into her house, and like she did the right thing calling the police. And calling the police cause her life to be ended.
Well, and
And
let's be
that's
transparent too.
crazy. That's it.
They said
That's
that she
but hold on,
had
hold on.
been suffering with mental issues.
That's what they say. But
Now
that's the thing.
the family kind of
She
co-signs on that
called,
too.
she called, she called because she felt someone was breaking into her house. She did not have an intention to hurt cops or anything like that. She called because someone was breaking into the house. She felt. You do your investigation of the house. No one broke in the house. No one's outside. Anything. Situation's over. Why are you even in the house at the point asking for her ID? You made her feel safe. The scene is down. You're done. Why are we asking for IDs? Why are you telling her to go cut her stove off? Why are you feeling so physically threatened by boiling hot water that you need to pull a gun out and shoot her? and shoot at her
So
3 times.
that was going to be my question.
There's a lot of.
He told her to turn the stove off.
Yes,
Okay,
you
so
have to see the
that's
full
how she
video.
got over there. Okay.
Yeah, he asked her to go turn that hot water off, and that's the thing. Why are you there, worried about that? Your number one job you were called for was to clear the scene, make sure nobody's threatening to get in our house. And once you do that, your job is done. Why are you investigating her? Asking for IDs. We need you to search for your identification and everything. And don't asking her to turn her hot water off. What does that have anything to do with what you're there for? And then and then to tell her, the woman said, "In the name of Jesus, I rebuke you." In a joking, you can tell in her tone was a joking manner. And he said, "I'm gonna shoot you in the fucking face if you do that." That's what he said to a police officer with a gun on his hip who should be have a higher standard, a higher understanding of what a threat is, a true threat is. And obviously he didn't, because that's what his response was to that minor threat.
So first of all,
I grew up
you
in
saw me turning
I grew
away.
up.
You saw me turning away. Sorry, I apologize, but I just realized that President President Biden is on TV, explaining why he dropped out, and I just wanted to record that. So my apologies for feeling
No, you
like I wasn't participating or
no,
interested in what you were saying.
no, you're good. But I'm just saying, I've been in Chicago my entire life, and we've all come across danger being in Chicago, and I know what a real threat looks like. As a cop, you should know way beyond what I know, way beyond what I know,
Hey,
just
Brandon,
experience wise.
it's definitely not a elder lady, 36 years old, in a gown, in a nightgown. You know what I mean? Like that seems to be the least threat. Um, and one thing, like basically, you guys summed it up very well. Is one thing that you guys didn't touch on is I found this the most sad part about it is when she answered the door to let them in, she told the cop, "Please don't hurt me," before bringing them in the house. And then fast forward 20 minutes later, she shot dead. You know what I'm saying? That's unreal, man. It's like I don't know.
It can't be explained. I just, and then the fact that he's still pointing out the hot water got all the way over here, like where he was standing by the kitchen counter or a counter, the hot water got all the way over here. Are you serious? Like
Trying to
the
justify.
fact, and then more of the insult, yeah, more of the disrespect. He pleads not guilty. You know what you did, and you know what you did is wrong. And whether you answer to the courts or not, you got to answer to somebody, whether it be a higher power or not. Like that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And the human being aspect of it is just all lost. Like disregard for life, the disregard for people. Like that's just, whether it's a race thing or not, I don't know. But to do that is just, yeah, bury him under the motherfucking jail.
Yeah, I mean, for her, there's no do-over. So she didn't wake up that day thinking
Mm.
that her life would end in such a gruesome manner, but yet it did. And to get shot in the face, I don't think nothing's instant. I think at some point she felt something, you know, of discomfort, pain, whatever. And to realize maybe you got a few seconds to say, "Wow, I am dying." Just think about that. That's a lot.
The
Um,
toughest part of that video, the toughest part of that video is when he went over there with the towel and put pressure on her head, and you hear her wheezing, like
okay,
she's
so she's still
wheezing.
alive.
That's the toughest. That's the toughest part of that video, because there's nothing you can do. Like that's just like, you see that, and even if you're a family member, it's 10 times worse, because you hear her wheezing. That's her last moments alive. That's just, it's crazy. Stuff like that shouldn't happen, but it happens. whether and for the people who say race baiting and all that, whether black or white, it shouldn't happen. Period. Period.